Daryl G back at it again with another reaction video. Today we're looking at banned touchdown celebrations in the NFL. Now, I've seen some crazy touchdown celebrations because I'm a lover of the NFL, I'm a lover of football, but I don't really know what's banned or not. So let's take a look and see what you can and can't do. And I'm pretty sure the list has got to be a little crazy because they can do some crazy stuff out there on the field.
Now, throughout
Let's
NFL
go.
history, some players took touchdown celebrations a little too far and got some ridiculous fines that you won't believe. With touchdown celebrations playing a huge role in today's league,
yeah,
some players like Chad
crazy
Johnson
with
would
him.
constantly put on a show for fans after scoring, where he pretty much became known for his unique after touchdown ways. With Chad Johnson constantly doing strange, outrageous celebrations, some cost him some unreal money, so it made some people wonder if what he was doing was worth it, but in the end,
Ocho
Chad did whatever he
Cinco,
wanted,
hey,
and
everybody
he
was
didn't let
doing
the
the
fines hold him
Ocho
back
Cinco
anytime he got a
dance.
chance. In 2005,
That one,
Chad
the
was
victory
fined
was a Victor
$5,000
Cruz?
for a celebration
Yeah.
he did after catching a 54-yard touchdown against the Ravens, and the fine was for excessive
Jeez.
and prolonged celebrating. After the touchdown, Chad grabbed one of the corner pylons and used it as a golf club to putt the football, which, according to the NFL, was uncalled for. Another celebration he had during the 2005 season was
seems
after
kinda
catching a
weak.
68-yard bomb from Carson Palmer, and after the catch, Chad ran to the sidelines and got the attention of the camera crew, who followed him over to the cheerleaders, and suddenly, he peeled off his helmet, got down on one knee, and took the hand of a Bengals cheerleader and fake proposed marriage to her. After the game, Chad was asked about the fake proposal, and he said, "I should have proposed for real if I knew I was going to get that much attention. I had it arranged with the entire Bengals team. They practice on Tuesdays, and on Tuesdays, I'm here watching film. I saw them and I told the captain, this is what I want to do. I told her about the celebration. I said, make sure you tell the entire team so whoever's in the arena, no matter what side of the
Right.
field I score on, somebody would be there." So they all knew. It was cool. Although Chad
So
didn't
the whole
receive a
thing was
fine, he
planned.
was bashed by the league and many non-fans who thought the celebration was degrading and disrespectful to the cheerleader, but this is just the beginning for
NFL
Johnson.
fans get
Right
on my
before
nerves
Christmas
sometimes.
in 2005, shortly after his golf putt
Hold on, NFL fans get on my nerves sometimes because let's keep it real, okay? Because I played the game through college, all right? We're out there beating the crap out of each other, okay? It's dudes out there just literally clobbering each other, all right? Giving each other brain damage, okay? I've had about 7, 8 concussions myself. I don't know how much damage I got, but I tell you one thing, nobody was worried about it as long as we were scoring those touchdowns. But then y'all want to get sensitive because he's talking to a cheerleader female on the sideline, proposing to her, not doing anything wrong or nasty, and they planned it out beforehand? Get the fuck out of here.
big proposal, he decided to plan a crazy celebration that was going to shock the entire NFL. During the Bengals' Christmas Eve game, Chad talked about his plan saying, "On the highway, I hit a deer. I kept him. He's at home in the garage. I'm going to use him for the celebration this weekend. He's a prop. They might suspend me for the last game, but I think this one's worth it. But this Saturday, I'll be back to my old self." You can look forward to the
you take your
celebration
stuff
being part of
serious,
something
don't
that
you?
has to do with Christmas. It's going to be fun. I might get in trouble, so I might as well let that out now. I might get in trouble for what I'm going to do, but it's worth it. This is going to be the greatest celebration of all time. Man, I actually use an animal. And as crazy as this celebration plan sounds, Chad was being serious, and many people wanted him to follow through just to see what he was actually going to do.
I bet he
After
was
hearing
being
lots of
serious.
advice from people about the potential backlash he could get for
guarantee
doing
you
something
he
so
was
crazy,
serious.
he decided not to do it, which could have been a career-saving decision. In July of 2012, just a few weeks after changing his name to
He
Chad
should've done it. He
Ochocinco,
should've
in a
done
game
it.
between the Bengals and Lions, Chad scored a touchdown and ran over to the bench to put on a poncho and sombrero that he brought prior to the game. The outfit was to match the new persona for Ochocinco, and as he got to the bench, he threw the gear on and walked around for a bit, showing off his new look and name. After the 23-13 win over the Lions, Ochocinco was fined $30,000 for the celebration with the poncho and sombrero, but it didn't seem like Ochocinco was too worried about it. He said, "That's okay. They keep jacking him up. I'll keep jacking up the
For what?
celebrations."
What did he
Chad also
do?
said that he set aside $100,000 in 2012 to pay for celebrations.
He was on
This
the
much money could
sideline.
easily be spent on more
It was
productive
a
things,
poncho
but
and
Chad spoke about
sombrero
how
'cause
money
he
isn't that
changed
big
his
of a
name
deal
to
to him when he said,
Ochocinco.
"I play to have fun. I don't play for the dollar amount." Maybe that's why they take so much money, because they think we play for the money. Maybe they'll
Damn.
get the point. I play to have fun, not for the money. Come on.
NFL,
what
no
are you gonna
fun
suspend
league,
me
right?
for? Having fun?
No fun
I'm not
league.
that bad. Breaking news. Chad Ochocinco suspended for too many celebrations. How would that sound? I'm not hurting anybody. I'm very respectful with everybody I play against. With Randy Moss being known as an all-time great receiver, he was also famous as a player to go over the top with celebrations. One of the most notable came during his time with the Vikings, and as
That's
we
the
all
most
know, the
expensive
Packers and
sombrero I've
Vikings
ever
were a
seen.
strong rivalry, so the matchups were always heated. And during a matchup between Green Bay and Minnesota, Randy
Randy
Moss
Moss is
actually
that
mooned
dude,
the
man.
Packers fans in the crowd after scoring. During a
Best wide receiver
2005
I've ever
intense
seen.
playoff matchup between the Packers and Vikings, Randy Moss caught a 34-yard touchdown, which put them up 30-17 late in the fourth quarter. After the touchdown, Moss ran over to the side of the goalpost and pretended to pull his pants down and moon the crowd,
I
which
remember
announcer
that
Joe
one.
Buck called a disgusting
I remember
act.
that one.
And Moss was fined $10,000
Yeah, it was a
for
lot
the
of people
excessive
hot over that.
celebration.
I mean, it was a lot
Moss
of
never
people
addressed
pissed
the
off.
fine, but a few years
In fact,
ago,
at
a
the time,
reporter
I was
brought up
playing
that day to
football,
him,
and we
and
even got
Randy finally
warned.
talked about it, saying, "I didn't know I was really going to get that type of negative attention, or of course I wouldn't
we
have
got
done
warned in
nothing like
college
that.
from our
No, I've
coaches
never
about
done
that.
nothing like
Like,
that in my
yeah,
career.
don't do nothing
but
like
it's not
that.
like I pulled my pants down or anything like that. But like I said, if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change it." Now, Terrell Owens is yet another legendary player to make this list, and yeah, he's an all-time great receiver, but his touchdown celebrations also caught a lot of attention. In 2007, after the Patriots were
had my
caught
favorite
cheating by
touchdown
spying on other
celebrations.
teams' practices and other confidential things, Terrell took it upon himself to make fun of the Patriots during a win over the Dolphins. After catching a touchdown, T.O. hid behind the goalpost and pretended to act like he was spying on the other team. The main reason that he was fined was for using the ball as a prop, and as well as the NFL finding out that he pre-planned the celebration.
NFL
in
be
hopes that
making
he
up
would
all
score a
kinds of
touchdown.
bullshit
Owens was fined
excuses to find somebody, don't they?
$7,500 for his celebration,
Using the
making
ball
fun
as
of
a
the
prop.
Patriots,
What?
and after receiving a fine,
You
Owens
better-
talked
that's a
about it and
Bronx
said, "It
celebration."
wasn't even the fact that I used the goalpost as a prop. They said I used the ball." It's kind of hard to understand
That's literally a Gronk celebration every time he scores.
the rules. It's like you can't do nothing no more. Dude, it's like they're trying to find any way to take the fun out of the game. So I'm kind of limited right now as far as what I can do. Nothing's worth getting a fine for. And just a few months after his fine imitating the Patriots spying scandal, Owens was fined again for yet another celebration that he did during a game against the Eagles. After catching a touchdown,
Oh, yeah.
Owens whipped out a personalized towel that he had made and started waving it around, which violated league's rules for promoting anything other than NFL licensed gear. Owens ended up getting a $10,000 fine for waving his towel around
Yeah.
after the
No,
touchdown.
they gonna
and
find
when
you
he
for
found out
messing
he was
with their
being fined,
money.
he said, "Stuff like that. People try to make a big deal
one
out
thing
of it.
the
It's not
NFL is
any
going to do
different
is
than
make sure
Chad
he gets
Johnson
a
going to
piece
the
of whatever's
sidelines
on
and
that
taking out a
field.
coat. Well,
Yeah,
that was a
you
little
gotta
towel.
get that. You
Now
gotta
they
get
want to
that
make that
passed
into a
through
big deal.
through legal first. You gotta
Now,
go
back
through
in
a legal.
2012, the NFL decided to put a ban on any player using the football as a prop in celebration, and some of that stemmed from Chad Johnson or Ocho Cinco, who's often used the football as a prop every time he scored a touchdown. But in 2014, the NFL then put a separate ban on a certain celebration that they believed was getting out of hand. Thanks to tight end Jimmy Graham, who was still on the Saints back then, he scored against the Falcons and slam dunked the football so hard on the goalpost that it completely bent the metal. Thankfully for Jimmy, the
Yeah, but
Lambeau
see, he
Leap, which
hung
is a
on it. He
celebration
didn't dunk
burned
it,
into the
though.
Packers'
He-
history,
he-
will
he
still
did
remain
mess
a
it up
legal
'cause he hung on
celebration.
it.
But the vice president of officiating talked about the recent bans on celebrations and said, "We grandfathered in some, the Lambeau Leap and things like that, but dunking will come out. Using the ball as a prop or any object as a prop, whether that's the goalpost, crossbar, that'll
the
come
ball
out
is
and
literally
that
a
will be
prop
a
for
foul."
brain
license.
damage.
Hall of Famer
I don't
tight end Tony
understand.
Gonzalez loved to do the dunking celebration in game, and he was one of the original entrepreneurs for in-game celebration. This dunking rule was put into place right after he retired, and when he heard about the news, he tweeted and said, "The NFL says no more dunking over the goalpost. This one I don't understand. Looks like I got out just in time." But many players over the years love to do this dunking
Long as you don't
celebration,
hang on it.
including recently retired Calvin Johnson, who not only did it plenty of times, but after they put the fine in play trying to ban the celebration, he even came out and said, "I'm still going to dunk. I just won't touch the rim,"
See, it's when
referring
you
to the
pull on it.
goalpost. NFL Commissioner Roger
Dude,
Goodell
a lot of people don't
commented on the
realize,
entire
man,
situation a few years ago and felt that any
That whole
celebration
bottom of that
delaying the game
goalpost
whatsoever
is
would be against the
completely
rules, and this
hollow.
dunking one
It's
had to
just a
go
hollow
because of the
tube,
damage
so it's
and
very
delay
easy
it
to
could
bend
in
it
fact
and move it.
cause.
It's just a
But
few
the statement
screws and
said
bolts holding
dunking
it
falls
together.
under that category because of the possibility that the goalpost could be dislodged and require repairs. It
yeah.
also violates a rule that remains in place, using the goalpost as a prop. That's largely why it was
eliminate it?
banned in 2014, after being popularized by tight end Tony Gonzalez and Jimmy Graham. Other than Calvin Johnson, Jimmy Graham, and Tony Gonzalez, we've seen many players attempt this over the years, including Donald Penn, the legendary Drew Brees, and even Devontae Adams, who threw down a one-of-a-kind 360 version of the celebration.
Hey,
Now, with Nate
360
Burleson
360
always
was
wearing his
nice.
emotions on his sleeve, he got a hefty fine for wearing an undershirt and showing it off during the game. In a Sunday afternoon game at Ford Field in Detroit, Nate Burleson came out of the locker room for a pregame and was spotted lifting up his jersey, which underneath it had a white shirt with black writing. Nobody in the stands or TV was able to read what it said until he stopped, and everyone saw it said, "What up, doe?" Not only did Burleson break the league's code for wearing shirts that represent something other than the NFL or the Lions, but during the game, he caught a touchdown and quickly punted the ball into the stands, so the NFL ended up fining Nate $15,000
Damn.
for breaking the code, as well as breaking the rules for excessive celebration. Nate spoke about his actions and said, "It
15
was
Gs.
spontaneous. I didn't plan it. I was very apologetic afterwards. I ran over to the head coach, to the offensive coordinator, to the special teams coach, and to the
It's
special teams
weird.
guys apologizing for putting
The
the,
rules
team
they
in that
have
position."
around that
And with
football are
Antonio
weird.
Brown being a main
If you
topic
go
of
in the
conversation
stands, they
around the
don't
league
care.
recently,
Fans
when you've
keep it.
forgotten about AB
You can
being
give it
fined
away
for
in some
nearly six
stadiums, but in
figures
other
back in
stadiums you can't give it
2016,
away.
dude
You
was
can
touchdown
punt it, you can't
celebration.
punt it up in
Just
the
a few months
stands. You can
after
throw
he
it
was
in the
fined for
stands.
twerking in the end zone, Brown
Hell
was
no.
fined yet again for a choreographed celebration that he and Le'Veon Bell had planned in case one of them scored. During the Thanksgiving night celebration, he was fined $24,000 for his role in the dance, and Bell was fined $12,000 for his participation. Brown's fine fine was much larger since he was a repeat offender, and he was fined almost $50,000 earlier in the year. Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger spoke about the dance that his star receiver and running back did, and he said, he knows, we all know, Coach Tomlin brought it up yesterday, that is a huge penalty and we can't do that. We put our kick coverage team in a bad situation and we can't have that, and AB knows that. In week 1 of the 2016 season, Antonio Brown caught a touchdown against the Redskins and instantly put his hands on his knees and started twerking. Not only did it shock the fan base in Washington, but it also stunned the ref right there, who instantly threw a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Man, we got some
Brown
of
was
the
eventually
weakest,
fined $15,000 for his
some of
dance
the
in the end
weakest
zone,
fans,
but
man.
when he kind of
I don't know what
talk
it
about
is.
the fine, he said money is nothing to a boss. The NFL released a
I don't
statement
understand
about
how we can
Antonio Brown's
watch
twerking being considered a
guys
sexual
beat the
act.
shit
They
out of
said,
each other
we're going
week
to
to
send a
week,
tape
but
out
we
in the
can't
next
take
week
a
or so to
little,
clarify
not
some
even,
of these
not
things,
even a
but
good
the
twerker, a
key is,
TikTok
if it's
video
suggested
worthy
that either
twerk.
mimics a violent act, that's something with a firearm or a bow and arrow, or sexually suggestive acts, those are unsportsmanlike conduct. That's something that the officials will flag. That's direct from the competition committee. That's something that we're going to try to be as consistent as possible.
With
That
their
exact
ass out.
situation
That
also
wasn't
led to
suggestive.
another fine for another reason during the twerking moment. Apparently his cleats were also against league rules at the time, and he was fined over $9,000 for the blue cleats that he was spotted in that night. But AB is no stranger to ridiculous fines, and he's been forced to pay up to $40,000, $50,000 for skipping media days and team practices. But with him being worth over $25 million, he can easily afford any fine that comes his way at this point. So I say let the celebrations go, man. It's just having fun. Bro Chacho, what are you doing with your life right now, bro?
Hey, yo. That was a good video. See what was banned and whatnot. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, man. The NFL is insane with some of these bans and some of the things that they do. I mean, hitting a guy with 15, 20 G's just for doing a celebration, for kicking a ball in the end zone, for slamming the ball, acting like you're doing CPR on it. Come on, man. Come on. That's crazy to me. But, yo, good video. I'm glad to see what's banned and what's not banned. I think it's insane that some of that stuff's banned. Some of the other stuff I get, right? Merchandising, product stuff, you can't just bring something out there and flash it. They're not going to have that because they want a piece of that bread. They want a piece of that money, that action, right? They want to clear it through them to make sure they can get them 10, 20% off of that if you're going to advertise it on their game. So that's business. But the rest of that, it's bullshit. But yo, Daryl G, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit all them buttons, hit that bell. You know what to do. I'm out. Peace.